Before the invention of gunpowder, before catapults dominated the battlefields, and even before steel armor gleamed under the sun, there was a terror that ran on four legs. Among the Roman ranks, amidst spears, shouts, and the metallic clash of swords, a swift and deadly shadow appeared. It was neither a man nor a horse. It was the Canis Pugnax, the Roman war dog. Bred to fight, hunt, and protect, it was not an ordinary animal, but a true living weapon, a creature forged by the discipline and brutality of ancient Rome.
The name Canis Pugnax in Latin literally means combat dog, but this animal did not appear by chance. It was the result of centuries of selection and crossbreeding, where only the strongest and fiercest survived. Its roots go back to ancient Greece, more precisely to the mountainous region of Epirus, home of the feared Molossians, giant dogs used to guard herds and protect villages against predators and invaders. Philosophers like Aristotle already described these animals as nearly untamable beasts, capable of facing even lions. When the Romans encountered these dogs, they immediately recognized their potential. They brought specimens to Rome and through crossbreeding with local breeds and even barbarian dogs, created a new lineage, more agile, obedient, and deadly. Thus was born the Canis Pugnax, the dog that would march alongside the legions.
The Canis Pugnax was not only large, it was intimidating. Standing about 60 centimeters tall and weighing between 40 and 50 kilos, its muscular body radiated power with every movement. Its dark coat made it almost invisible at night, a perfect predator for surprise attacks. Its deep guttural bark was not just a warning, but a psychological weapon, capable of terrifying enemies even before combat began. Beyond brute strength, it possessed a natural guarding instinct and an almost absolute obedience when properly trained. Unlike ordinary dogs, it was not easily distracted by noise, pain, or hunger. It was programmed to fulfill its duty until the very end. In many ways, it was a true canine gladiator, forged to live and die in battle.
Before marching with the legions, many Canis Pugnax were trained and tested in the empire's arenas. Rome turned violence into spectacle, and war dogs were not excluded from this bloody ritual. Starving beasts, kept without food for days, were unleashed against unarmed prisoners or condemned criminals, serving as entertainment for the crowd. On other occasions, they faced exotic animals brought from distant lands, lions, bears, or giant boars. The audience went wild at the brutality, and some dogs became so famous that they were given names and celebrated as true four-legged gladiators. For Rome, they were not companions, but living weapons, forged to obey, kill, and die under applause. With the expansion of the empire, Rome began facing peoples who also used dogs in combat. Celts, Germans, Scythians, and Britons unleashed their animals against the legionaries, causing chaos in the formations. These barbarian dogs were fierce but undisciplined, attacking anything within reach. Rome, as always, learned from its enemies and decided to create something superior. The Canis Pugnax was then refined not only physically, but also in discipline. Unlike tribal dogs, it obeyed commands, recognized allies, and maintained its position even under immense pressure. It marched in formation, attacked only when ordered, and, if necessary, died alongside its master. In this way, it ceased to be an arena attraction and became an integral part of the most powerful military machine of antiquity.
The Canis Pugnax was not simply placed on the battlefield and unleashed to attack. Its training was meticulous and disciplined. From puppyhood, it learned to recognize the scent of allies and distinguish friends from enemies, ignoring distractions, provocations, or the chaos of combat. It marched side by side with soldiers, covering up to 35 kilometers a day, often carrying small packs with supplies, messages, or rations.
During the night, it guarded the camp, alerted to intruders, and protected supplies and prisoners. In dangerous regions, such as Germania or Dacia, its presence significantly increased troop security. More than a fierce animal, the Canis Pugnax lived, fought, and died alongside the legionaries, displaying a loyalty as intense as any Roman soldier.
Although rarely mentioned in official accounts, the Canis Pugnax left its mark on several Roman campaigns. At the Battle of Vercelli, 101 BC, the Cimbri used fierce dogs to protect their camps, which fought to the last man and, according to records, even after the deaths of their masters. During Julius Caesar's campaigns in Gaul and Britain, reports described guardian dogs among the enemy, which caught the Romans' attention and led to the integration of war dogs into the legion. Additionally, there are visual representations in sculptures, such as on the column of Marcus Aurelius, showing dogs accompanying the legionaries. Although their specific roles, attack, guard, or patrol, are not fully detailed, the presence of these dogs in the formations was not symbolic, but strategic, essential for the security and effectiveness of the Roman army. Despite their strength and usefulness on the battlefield, the Canis Pugnax never received the same recognition as war horses or generals. Few written records detailed their importance, but among the soldiers they were highly valued. Many legionaries cared for their dogs with dedication, providing special rations, makeshift medical attention, and in some cases even gravestones with inscriptions upon their death. It was common for veterans to return to their hometowns with their Canis Pugnax by their side as a faithful companion and guardian of the family. These dogs earned respect and affection not by instinct, but through their discipline and loyalty. To the legionaries, they were more than weapons. They were battle partners, sharing dangers, victories, and losses, forging a bond that went beyond war. Over the centuries, as the Roman Empire changed its military strategies and new weapons emerged, the original lineage of the Canis Pugnax began to disappear. Crossbreeding with other breeds and changes in combat style reduced the presence of these dogs in the legions. Although they were forgotten in official history books, the impact of these dogs is still felt today, reminding us that not every powerful weapon is made of metal. Some have 4 legs, absolute loyalty, and an instinct trained to protect and fight alongside their human companions.
The Canis Pugnax was not just a fierce animal, but a disciplined soldier, a loyal guardian, and a true companion of the Roman legions. Every battle, every march, and every camp demonstrated its courage and dedication. Today, we can trace its influence in modern breeds, but it was in the memory of the legionaries that its presence was most valued. If you are fascinated by this story, leave a like, share this video with other lovers of antiquity, and subscribe to the channel to discover more forgotten secrets of the ancient world.